Class 6, Unit 2, Force and Motion. In this video, you are going to learn about the different types of forces and their effects. What is force? Force is the push or pull by an animate or inanimate agency. So, animate means living and inanimate is non-living. What does this force do? We know that push or pull will cause a movement or motion in the object on which it acts. And we say the object is at rest, that is not moving, or is in motion, that is when it is moving, when a push or pull acts on it. When we push a door, it moves forward. Similarly, if we pull the door, it moves inside. When a bullock pulls the cart, it moves. Motion or movement occurs when an object is pulled or pushed by an agency. If it is a person or animal that pulls or pushes, then we call that as an animate agency. When a tall grass moves in the wind or a piece of wood moves down the stream, it is the wind or the water that causes the motion. That is, we say the motion is caused by an inanimate or non-living agency. An object is said to be at rest when there is no change in its position with respect to time. It is said to be in motion if there is a change in its position with respect to time. Rest and motion are relative. While traveling in a bus, we feel that the trees seem to move backwards and the things inside the bus are at rest or stationary. But when we stand near the tree, we will notice that the tree is at rest and the bus and the things in it are in motion. An object is at rest in relation to a certain set of objects and moving in relation to another set of objects. This implies that rest and motion are relative. Aryabhatta, an ancient Indian astronomer, 500 AD, said that the banks of the river will appear to move back to a person sailing in a river. In the same way, the stars in the night sky appear to move from east to west as the earth rotates from west to east. Similarly, sun rises in the east and sets in the west because earth rotates from west to east. We on earth feel that the earth is at rest, but when we see the earth from space, we can see it move. This is because rest and motion are relative. Types of forces on the basis of contact. Force is classified into two types depending on the basis of contact. Number 1, contact force, and number 2, non-contact force. In contact force, force is applied by touching the body. Example, a bullock pulling a cart, a flag fluttering in wind. In non-contact force, force is applied without touching the object. Example, coconut falling from a tree due to force of gravity of earth. An iron nail being attracted by a magnet due to magnetic force. In this we see that there is no contact between the earth and the coconut, but the force of gravity acts on it and brings the coconut down. So, gravitational force and magnetic force come under non-contact force. Next, let us see what force can do to a body on which it acts. Forces can change the state of rest of a body to motion or state of motion to rest. So, a body which is at rest can be made to move by force or a moving body can be brought to a stop or to rest by this force. Number 2, force can change the speed of motion of a body. That is, we can either increase the speed of the moving body or decrease the speed of the moving body. Number 3, force can change the direction of motion of a body. That is, when a force acts on a body, it can change the direction in which it is moving. Number 4, change the shape of a body. That is, when a force is applied, it can change the shape of the body, and when the force is removed, the body regains its shape. Number 1, force can change the state of rest of a body to motion or state of motion to rest. For example, when a pushing force is applied on a book at rest on a table, it moves. Similarly, when a brake is applied to a moving car, the force applied stops the car. This shows that force changes the state of rest or motion of a body. Number 2, force can change the speed of motion of a body. Number 3, force can change the direction of motion of a body. For example, when a batsman hits the ball, which is already in motion, his strike, that is the force applied, will increase the speed of the ball and change the direction of the ball. So, force can change the speed and direction of a moving body. Force can change the shape of a body. In the picture, we can see how the shape of an elastic body changes on applying force and how it regains its shape on removing the force. Similar effect can be seen on pulling a rubber band also. On applying force, the shape of the object changes. We see that force causes an interaction of one object on another object and causes the second object to move from rest or change speed or stop motion or change the direction or change shape. Thus, force produces the changes on the second body on which it acts. Hope you are clear about what is force, the types of force, and the effects of force. In the next video on force and motion part 2, we shall learn more about the types of motion caused by force. Please like, share, subscribe and click the bell icon.